And we take a look at the action first from day one. Well, number 4 here is the Japanese Takashi Fujinama, and he has just an abysmal first day. Only 8th overall, but 20 points from a podium place. And the Japanese riders 5th place in the overall point standings, very much under threat at the moment. Well, all of the riders struggling here. Elevation above sea level over 2,500 meters. That's nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, and engine modifications very necessary to compensate for the very thin air and the lack of power. British riders Steve Colley and Graham Jarvis, both with big problems, only 6th and 7th though on day one. Even Spaniard David Cobos having problems, taking no risks, knowing what he might be up against. He gets 4th place overall, but still 10 points away from a podium position in the kind of territory where he really should be feeling pretty much at home. Well, battling with Graham Jarvis for 3rd place overall in the championship at the moment, and taking a big advantage here, at least in terms of a mental advantage, is the Japanese Kenichi Kuriyama, number 3. He finishes 3rd. He held 2nd place at the midday point after the first run on day one. Spaniard Marc Colomet, number 2, and that is where he finishes at the end of day one in Andorra, in 2nd place, but a podium position nonetheless. And who finishes number 1? Anybody who's seen any trials action in the last 2 years, I'm afraid I won't give you any money for guessing that it's Britain's number 1 indoor and outdoor reigning world champion, Dougie Lamkin. Well, he has an 8-point margin of victory here on the first day in Andorra. He's the only man to take under 10 points in a lap, and he does it both sessions on day one. So Lamkin, the comfortable winner here on the first day. Moving on then to day 2, and Fujinami getting his head and machinery together for the 2nd day in Andorra, riding much, much better, bringing it home in a 5th position. Well, it seems to be a day of improvement for both Japanese, because Kuriyama also having a bad first lap on day 2. He goes 3rd on the points on day 2 on the first lap, and finishes 4th place overall. 4th on day 1, David Cobos is the best man around the first lap on day 2. Better even than Dougie Lamkin, and that is not bad at all. Lap 2 less impressive for the Spaniard though, and he slides in the overall rankings to 3rd on the 2nd day in Andorra. And so, Marc Colomet setting his best score of the weekend in lap 2, just 1 point from Dougie Lamkin's best run through the 2nd leg. He finishes 2nd, just 3 points behind, and that is the closest gap that there has been in a World Trials competition since the start of the 1998 season. So, 2nd day and 2nd win in Andorra then for Dougie Lamkin, the reigning champion, getting closer and closer to his 2nd consecutive outdoor title. He has 2 consecutive indoor titles at the moment in the World Championships, and of course the reigning British champ as well. Dougie Lamkin seems he walks on water and mud and rocks and everything else, leading the World Outdoor Trials champion, the reigning champion, leading the points for 1998 as well. Now, if only we could get him to play cricket, who knows what he could do for Great Britain. Dougie Lamkin really in flying form in Andorra. Continuing our coverage of the rest of the series here on Eurosport as it progresses.